Welcome to the review of the Black Cauldron. The Black Cauldron was created by Sierra Online and released in 1986. The Black Cauldron is an adventure game based on Disney's animation film. The gameplay is very similar to Sierra's King's Quest series, only the Black Cauldron is actually easier to play. I think it was intended to be played by younger kids. Unlike King's Quest, where the user had to type in a full command, this game uses a much simpler interface. By pressing a function key, the user may perform an action, use an object, or simply look around. There's a main menu in the game, which allows you to perform actions without having to memorize the hotkeys. For some reason, not all options have a hotkey. There also is a joystick capability in the game, as well as the ability to define how quick the game time passes. There's quite a bit of reading, and thank goodness when the dialogue pops up with the text, the game basically pauses. So here we open the door by performing an action, and as you can see there's a quaint little animation going in the background of the fire. The Black Cauldron is heavily event and item driven. Here we take this gruel that's simmering over the hot fire and we open up the cupboard and take all the items inside there. Most items are mandatory in order to progress onward. So in this primitive world, you have items and you have actions. Sometimes you perform actions with the items, and the user interface to do this is quite clunky. But on to some of the actions. Here we're actually jumping across some rocks in this lake. Be prepared to get very frustrated with trying to perform actions and there's nothing to do. When I was playing, I found myself waiting on my character, so I decided to speed up the game. There's lots of cute and funny things, like here this goose honks at us. A goat can knock you over and make your head spin, get knocked down by low-hanging branches, and so on. You have the ability to look at items in the game and it shows you a little graphic, which is kind of neat. You can also get a list of the inventory you're carrying. Now to show you the clunky user interface, you have to choose a new object and then you choose use object. I'm not sure why they chose to use the term new, but it seems more intuitive to me if it would be a term such as select object. Since this is an adventure game, there are quite a few subquests or tasks that you must complete. There are a lot of characters you'll meet in the game, and it's really cute how some of the characters will actually follow you around. It's kind of like having your own little familiar or NPC. Some of the events that happen in the game are forced, such as getting picked up by this evil dragon. Some of the other events that happen are kind of random, however. And now for the most exploited animation, the head shake. I don't know how many times you shake your head in this game. The save game feature is extremely smooth. It allows you to choose the directory, and you can also assign a name to the saved game. And no adventure game is complete without having hazards or dangers. One of them is the fact that you get thirsty and you have to drink. And here's what happens if you don't drink. Your character just disappears and your quest ends. Yeah, it's kind of weird. He disappears and your pig and all your friends just stand around and stare. As mentioned earlier, NPCs can follow you around. It's kind of cute to watch a little pig trot behind you. The game has nice graphics for a PC game of night. Black Cauldron has nice smooth animations and utilizes the EGA graphics card quite well. The little sprite changes as you swim around, which is a nice feature. And the smoothness of the background animations is really neat too. But here we go, here's another hazard. You get pulled under this little stream and you drown. Or sometimes you may step in a marsh and sink. Or jump onto a log, which moves out of the way and makes you sink. You'll run across characters such as Gurgi, who asks you for some munchings and crunchings and knocks you down. He's really cute, but he can get quite annoying after a while, knocking you down every time you see him on the screen. Now this is something I really got a laugh out of. Notice I'm drowning here and Gurgi's just running around at the top of the screen. Your quest ends, you've drowned, and there's Gurgi running around. Sierra did a great job with making the game have an eerie feeling, like with these trees here. But the game is also filled with quite a few bugs, such as getting knocked down by Gurgi here. At the top of the water, you start walking across the water. The engine for the game is actually pretty robust. There aren't too many bugs, and the animations are smooth, and of course the graphics are very pretty for its time. The way that the game pauses when messages pop up is very nice, because it allows you to kind of take your own slow pace to the game. And the characters that you meet and the storylines are fantastic. Kids will love playing Black Cauldron. It's a nice adventure game, but it's definitely not geared toward adults. Thanks for watching the review of the Black Cauldron, and I'll see you next time.